shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carol Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carol Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carol Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carol Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carol Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
Hi, I'm Guy Fletcher, editor of Frederick Magazine, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, and you are watching Good Morning Frederick. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get, I don't know why the stream isn't on the group. Good morning, the home of everything Frederick. I do not know what keeps this from going. But anyway, well, if you can do me a favor and share it, that would be wonderful. Good morning. Oh, well, I don't know what's happened here. Why are we not on our normal design thing? I don't know what. Look at that. Mama Cone. Have a one. I don't know what's happening. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. It's been a while. I haven't seen you check in lately. Interesting, because typically, let's see, on the style, we are there we go. We're back. Sometimes it just has a mind of its own. I love that. Oh, wait. And now it doesn't have my, there we go. I tell ya, things you don't look at until you're live. But you guys are good with me. All right, let's see what we're doing today. We're going to have our morning roundup with Chris Michaels from WFMD. Somebody said the other day, oh, is Bob Miller too good to be on the show? Well, we said this yesterday too. Bob is living in a hotel until his house is ready. And he's getting his studio set up. So hopefully starting next week. Well, Chris is off Friday and Tuesday. So Bob will be in for him then for sure. And then hopefully full time soon after that. We're going to go over the events. There's a ton of events happening in Frederick. Want to highlight some of them. And of course, click on the link in the description of the video you're watching right now to get to the Everything Frederick calendar. It lists all the events happening, and you'll know exactly what is going on. Good morning to my good friend Tara Flannery. Happy Wednesday. Then we chat with Chrissy Miller about Spring Bloom, her immersive art pop-up event that happens on Friday. And then Carlo and Dave, new owners of WAGS, an institution here in Frederick. And don't panic. Nothing is going to change. That's what we love about it. Only minor things that you would want to change, like knobs on door handles and things like that. The April nonprofit is a mother's rest. Today is the last day. Mama Cone and I will be at the home of everything Frederick today. If you are downtown, come by 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Even with just $5, you'll get a chapstick, a pin, or a chapstick and a sticker, or a magnet. You can get that today at the home of everything Frederick, or order online. Go to promocircus.com/shop to purchase. Anything purchased today will benefit a mother's rest. Remember, I donate 100% of the proceeds of all the sales to the nonprofit of the month. And of course, tomorrow starts a new nonprofit. All right. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, and it looks like a beautiful day outside so far. So let's go ahead and get started. A big thank you to our show sponsor, Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard of Frederick. Open daily, noon to 9 p.m. Not only can you get Italian ice and frozen custard, but you can also try a hot pretzel or an iced coffee. And of course, look at those Skittles. And I think they're doing those twisted Cokes with cola flavored ice. I've got to find out about that. I think I was supposed to update that, and I will do that first thing. Any of the ice at Rita's is awesome, though, of course. And if you can't get to Rita's, they can come to you. Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. But if you want to save, because we're all looking to pinch pennies anytime we can, you can download that app and you can circumvent the line. Order ahead of time, pay ahead of time, and just walk up to that side window and get your Rita's. There's no reason not to have Rita's, located at 538 West South Street in Frederick. Okay, so Chris has been on time one time in the last 10 days. So I know there's a lot happening today. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to I'm stalling for a minute, but let's go ahead and start happening in Frederick, and then I can switch back when he pops in today, which hopefully he will soon. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They always cook in small batches to make sure the food is as fresh as it can be when it's delivered to you. You can find them at intensebarbecue.com. When you have their food, you will certainly satisfy your meat tooth. I did notice Rob posted the other day, they're starting to get out and about a lot more. He's got his schedule posted to his Facebook page. So check it out and see where they'll be. Because if you were part of the countywide egg hunt, you may have a gift certificate to use at Intense Barbecue. All right. You know where to go if you want all the events. Just look on the video you're watching now. There should be a link directly to the Everything Frederick calendar. Please share that around, because people say to me all the time, oh, I didn't even know that calendar existed. And I think, oh, how could you not? And here he comes. See, I knew when we got something started, he would pop in. So let's go ahead and get our morning roundup with news and weather with Chris. Morning Roundup is sponsored by Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating, vinyl wraps like on the Good Morning Frederick car, Also, customized leather upholstered car seats. They can take care of all your aftermarket enhancements. Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland, accessories for any lifestyle. Find them on Urbana Pike or at autotrim-md.com. Well, hello.
Good morning. I got to get the right, there I am. Got to get the right tabs on here. I got so many tabs on here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing wonderful. The Mets won another one yesterday. Best record in Major League Baseball. Enjoying life. So, but look, we'll do a little local stuff. The Caps looking good against the Canadians, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So that's your little sports update. I like how you
That
only seem to do sports when the Mets are involved, and then you kind of throw in something local as well.
Just call me Cable News Network. I'm very biased. What can I say? And I'm fully admitting to that, Danny. Yes, I am very, very biased. That's why I can't do sports. That's why Bob won't let me do sports reports. When Bob was out, I did the sports reports for WFMD. Talked about the Jets, Mets, Islanders, and Brooklyn Nets. Apparently, that wasn't wanted. We're supposed to be doing high school stuff. So yeah. So there you go.
I love it.
And real quickly, I'm taking a look at the comments over here. Chris Delgado said the word groovy. So, Chris, I'm kind of wondering, did you listen to Bob and I's show this morning? We were talking about phrases that are kind of played out. So, kind of wondering if maybe he was kind of listening to our show.
Well, my friend Chrissy Miller is popping in today, and she's going to be featured on today's show. She says today's going to be a great day, and hello to both of us. And yes, it is. It always is if you have the right attitude. That is for sure.
I would agree. Listen, I always say it's a great day when I wake up, open the newspaper, look at the obituaries, and I don't see my picture in there. I know it's going to be a good start to the day. Not that anybody gets a newspaper anymore, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So how do you find out if you're not, if you don't have an announcement, I guess, on social media that somebody has said?
Yeah, well, I kind of know I'm not dead when I open my eyes and I see, turn around, I see my lovely wife
That's
passed out,
very
sleeping.
good.
Uh,
Although you could think you've died and gone to heaven. Oh, look at
oh,
me
that
helping you
that
out.
is man, that is such a good one, Danny. I'll tell you. I got to tell you though, I am known as being Mr. Romantic, and my wife will tell you I've used, out of nowhere, like the most amazing romantic things I'll say to my wife, like randomly. Every weekend we go to breakfast, me and her, at a local establishment where we live in Toytown. And when I have my cup of coffee, I always, I'll take a sip, and I was like, "Oh, this coffee's bitter. It needs to be sweet. Can you stick your finger in my coffee?" And it's always fun and great until she actually does it and she sticks her dirty finger in my coffee, and then it's no longer
Yes.
cute anymore. But
I'm
yes,
shocked she hasn't published a book with those lines in it yet because, they are classic for sure.
would be a New York Times bestseller. Follow me on follow Cruising Chris on social media for more relationship advice. And speaking
Right.
of which, me
There
and
you
Bob
go.
had a discussion on air. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is National Honesty Day.
Oh.
So yeah, so you've got to be completely honest. So that's where I'm going to be worried when my wife asks me, "Hey, how do I look in this outfit? Do I follow, Honesty Day, or do I say the truth?" I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness. You're of
My
course going to be honest and it's going to be wonderful.
my wife is the most beautiful person I know. So there you go.
Yeah, she is. She is for
So
sure. Yeah.
happy, I kind of wonder though, for Honesty Day, is that the one day like that lawyers don't go to work? They all call in sick because it's National Honesty Day. And speaking of the cable news media, is that the one time the cable news media is not on the air because it's National Honesty Day?
Well, definitely some people should think about the things that they say for sure on National Honesty Day. So Chris says he did not hear the show this morning, but have been saying groovy and right on since the 70s. So there you go.
So what I'm assuming what Chris means is he didn't hear the show this morning. However, 363 days of the year he listens to the show. So it's okay, Chris. If you missed it this morning, no problem. It'll be podcasted on our website. Feel free to listen. whenever you
Oh,
want. No, yeah, we were talking about that played out phrases, and when I was growing up, some of the most popular phrases were like bad, or people would say dude a lot,
I
or
only to certain people though.
so groovy is obviously going back to the 70s, and I think this one's probably from the 70s too. Chris, have you ever heard this one? You're the bee's knees. That's a classic one.
These the
What's
bee's
that?
knees might be like the 40s. I don't know.
Is it the 40s?
I don't know, but I don't think
Well,
it's
either
the
way.
70s.
Well, I apologize, Chris, if it was the 40s, but yeah, you're the bee's knees, man. No, I think that's a Brady Bunch. I think I heard that on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. If you and Drew M laughs at that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I know. I know. This is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with.
yeah, Drew, welcome. See, now you tune in and you get to hear all this. You gotta love Danny. So the original concept with Danny was to have WFMD, because we're the news source of Frederick County, have WFMD bring their intelligent, commentary and news to her show. And then when we found out Diana couldn't do it, they had to use me, and the intelligence and all that stuff went out the door. So this is what you got from WFMD. But I promise you, we are a good news source.
You are
There
a
you
good
go.
news station, and I love it for the entertainment. That was why I came to you. I said, hey, let's do it for the entertainment.
And real quickly, getting back, not that I'm trying to pick on Chris Delgado, but listen, since you missed today's show, if you want to make it up to us, how about you come see us for movie night? That'd be
Ah,
great.
yes. We need people to get their tickets because I have to reserve the theater. So you need to go to Good Morning Frederick's Facebook page or WFMD.com. It's right there on the homepage at WFMD.com or on the featured posts at Good Morning Frederick's Facebook page. Get your tickets now, just $20. It is 2 weeks from today. And we're going to have so much fun stuff. We're going to have the cocktails and conversation networking with which we do at the Home of Everything Frederick on the second Wednesday of the month. We're moving it to Warehouse, and I'm going to buy your first drink. Everybody who shows up at 5:00, I'm going to get your first drink, whether cocktail or soda or whatever you want. I'm buying the first drink. So you got to get there 5:00. Between 5 and 6, I got you. Okay. And then maybe you can get some food or something else. And then $20, come in and see the movie. We would love to know how many were coming, though, so we don't sell out and you miss out. So, yeah, come on out to Warehouse Cinemas on the 14th.
It is going to be Bossa Nova. I mean, it's just going to
Oh,
be,
wow.
yeah. How about that one?
Bossa Nova.
Yeah, so that one originally came. What made that one popular in the '90s was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. They were like Bossa Nova, dude. So yeah, it'll be Bossa Nova. It'll be the bee's knees. It'll be groovy. It'll be all types of fun stuff. And I got to say this for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, Bob Miller's going to be there. But normally to get stars like Danny, myself, and Bob together, it would cost millions of dollars. But we're going to be doing it because of Christmas Cash for Kids for only $20. So there
Yeah,
you go.
just $20. That includes your popcorn and sodas with free refills, of course. And Warehouse has the best seats. They're heated, they recline. You got really wide aisles, so you don't have to scooch through and interrupt anyone else. And we cannot wait to get Chris's full review of The Never-Ending Story. That is the movie that we are watching. It is rated PG, so if you're good with your kids watching a PG movie, bring them along. All 100% of your $20 ticket goes to Christmas Cash for Kids. Thanks to Good Morning Frederick for sponsoring. So we've taken care of the theater and the popcorn and the drinks for you guys, and I want to have a good time.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be great. The never ending story, and afterwards, the never ending review from Chris Michaels. And listen, Danny, and of course, thank you again. We appreciate Good Morning Frederick for what you're doing for the kids. One thing we forgot to mention is that their butter is 100% real. Now,
It is.
just apparently they frown upon doing what I did. I took the popcorn, put it in my mouth, and then kind of took the butter thing and put the butter in my mouth and mixed it in there. Apparently they frown upon that, so don't do that. But otherwise, you can take as much butter and put it in your popcorn as you like. It is so good.
Yes. Yes. If you're a
So
butter
there you go.
fan, you can get the real stuff at Warehouse Cinemas, and we're going to have a really great time. So get your tickets. Oh, yeah. Melissa, my friend Melissa Leclaire says, butter? Yes, it
Butter!
is butter.
Basso, sorry, lose my
Coffee and
voice.
butter.
If you haven't tuned in, Bob always likes to break my balls about my English, the way I talk, and as you can tell, I'm not a typical radio guy.
No.
I never went through any type of speech classes or anything like that. So yeah, so what you hear is what you get. But listen, it's going to be tons of fun, and are you going to have fun? Well, you better believe you will. See what I did there? It's genius. Yes, I know. Just thought about that
Ba-dum-bum.
too. But I'm bummed. There you go. All right, so we will get to news, and really not a whole lot going on in news. I guess it's a good thing. The Frederick County Council on Tuesday voted down 17 budget amendments. Two were meant to show citizens how much it would take for the county to fully fund the Board of Education's budget request for fiscal year 2026. Councilman Steve McKay introduced an amendment that would cut I can't read that. A lot of money from the proposed fiscal. Usually, when they put the money on there, they put the numbers, then like billion, trillion, or whatever the case is. That's too many numbers for me to read. I'm just being honest with you. So we'll skip that. From the proposed fiscal year 2026 budget to help pay for all the school board's budget requests. I took this as an exercise, then determined that, okay, 6.5%. This is meat cleaver. This is bludgeon approach. That's coming from Steve McKay, not me. So there you go. 6.5% across the board, county department's budget. That's how you come up with 24 million. He said. So that's what the number was, 24 million. There you go. It's a lot easier when they just put the million next to it instead of all those numbers after. One thing you'll get out of me, folks, is honesty. All right, so that is the news for today. And taking a look at weather, Danny, it is beautiful out there. Beautiful day today. Looking at a high, it's currently right now 70, but we're looking at a high of 80 out there. There's going to be plenty of sunshine. It's one of the days where Danny walked outside and smiled because there's plentiful sunshine, and going to get down to a low of 52 today. No rain in sight for today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, looking at a high of 80 as well, low of 63. And it's one of those nights where I say, when it's in the 50s, you sit out in the backyard, maybe have dinner outside. I smoke my cigar and just relax and enjoy life. So what I do is I got it down to a science, okay? I have really bad asthma. So to make things easier, what I do is I got my cigar in my right hand, I puff my cigar, and then I puff my inhaler afterwards. So
That's
it's down to
great.
science for me. Yeah. See, there you go. I really thought about that. And that way I don't have an asthma attack while I enjoy my cigar.
That's right. Well, it is beautiful time of year to be outside. I've realized, I have a few bug bites, and I thought maybe I had a little bit of, I got wrapped up in something doing gardening. I don't like the outdoors. I like being outside, but I don't like all the stuff that comes with outside. So I'm really at a crossroads with that, because there are creepy crawly things, and there are insects and bugs and poison, and I don't like that part. I do like sitting outside though.
Yeah, and speaking of bugs, yesterday was a really rough day on air. So, and I got to be careful now that Bob's here, because now that he's in studio with me and we're together, every little thing I do, he sees and he laughs at, and it goes
You
on air.
can't hide it anymore.
No, so I'm sitting there, moving things around, and on the floor I see this little brown thing, looks like a stick. So I go hover over it, and it moves, and I might have screamed like a little girl and jumped 10 feet in the air. And of course, we're coming back from a break, and then Bob's got to say, turn on my mic, I got to talk about this on air. And then so I turn on his mic against my better judgment, And of course, Bob's got to make a whole big deal. Oh, this guy with these big arms is scared of a bug. I'm trying to explain, Bob, it's the element of surprise, okay? If you see something on the ground and you go to pick it up, you're not going to think it's going to move or it's going to have legs. So it's the element of surprise, right, Danny?
It's funny. I wish I could have been in there. We got to have those cameras rolling 24/7 when you're in there.
Right.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, the things that happen when we're off air, it's mind-boggling. People wouldn't believe it. But anyway, so don't want to hold you any further. You're going to get in some great stuff here. And as always, appreciate you letting me be on.
Oh yes, it's good for the entertainment, and I love you. And I will see you a little bit later.
Yep, to later than tomorrow, and then I won't be back until Tuesday. Oh, I'm sorry, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes, I know. I've got it written down.
All right.
All
All right,
right.
Melissa, I'm going to go have my breakfast right now. Going to have a nice bagel with butter on it. There you go.
There you go. All right. Have a great one. I'll
Have a
see you
great
later.
day.
All right. Bye. Oh my goodness. He cracks me up. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back and really get into what's happening in Frederick. Then Chrissy Miller, and then Carlo and Dave from WAGS. All of that is coming up just after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shattered family beyond compare.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Oh, yes. All right. Getting back into what is happening in Frederick, sponsored by Intense Barbecue. Okay. Friday is the Immersive Art pop-up at Give Rise Studio from 4 to 8 p.m. It is a free event, but they would love for you to go to Eventbrite, and Chrissy is going to be on the show in a little bit to give more information about that. But they've got little snacks and some drinks, and they want to see how many people are coming. So if you can, go to Eventbrite and let them know you are coming. This Saturday is First Saturday in downtown. So there will be a lot of great stuff going on down there, including our pop-up vendor event. The Boys and Girls Club of Frederick are supposed to be there. I haven't gotten her confirmation yet, but hopefully she will be there. I think we have a fresh flower vendor that's going to be there too. We got the Healing Storm. I know Shannon's going to be there. She might be doing some chair massages, or she could just have her aromatherapy and room sprays. And there are $15 nail trims on the spot from Zoom and Groomin'. They're going to have their van in the driveway. So if your dog or cat needs a nail trim, $15 right on the spot. They're going to take care of you. Just walk right up, and Deanna is going to be there. 11 to 5, it's the South Mountain Creamery Spring Fest is happening at the farm. And at 7 o'clock, the Flying Cows are home at Hood College. It is the PJ and movie themed night. May 4th, which is Sunday, Double Dog Dare Rescue Adoption Event at Green Canine starts at 11 till 1. Also at 11, again, our pop-up vendor event. We've got bookmarks, wooden bowls, spa facials, resin jewelry, and more on display at the Home of Everything Frederick. 11:30 to 4 on Sunday is Colonial Jewelers Wedding Walk. Go to colonialjewelers.com for details and to register. We heard from Sarah the other day. And even if you aren't really, maybe it's a kind of ways away, or, you're just hoping that it's happening soon, maybe just take a walk, because what I love about this is it turns the wedding expo on its ear, where you get to experience and see venues and vendors fully set up like a wedding is happening, which I love that. I can't wait. I'm going to go, and I can't wait to see it. 12:30 is the Intracity Bingo benefiting TJ and Frederick High School Safe and Sane. That is at the Elks on Willowdale Drive. And at 4 o'clock, it's the Flying Cows Barnyard Bash, which is free. It is right out in front of the arena. And then the game happens, I believe, right after that on May 4th. So all of that is happening on this weekend. Then May 7th, it is an exclusive screening of PTSD 911. This is the Conrad Weaver documentary. It is at Common Ground at Paradise Stables in Mount Airy. May 8th, Alive at 5 kicks off. Oh my gosh, that's just a week away. Alive at 5. The season is in, and we will be talking more about it. I'm waiting for the final list of all the bands and the food trucks and all that good stuff. But what I do know, $6 gets you in. You must be 21 or up. $6 will get you tokens for beer, wine, and any cocktails that they have there. May 10th, it is the Maryland Craft Beer Festival from noon, starting at noon, right on Carroll Creek. You're going to want to get your tickets now if you haven't already. And then Battle of the Bands is at the Frederick Fairgrounds. They're inside just in case the weather is not great, but they'll have some food trucks. They've got live music. And the returning winners from last year will also be playing along with 6 Let There Be Rock school bands, which is great. 6 o'clock is the Adaptive Prom at Rock Creek Rec Center for ages 16 and up. May 11th is Mother's Day. Just an FYI and a reminder. And moms climb free at Tree Trekkers. And don't forget, you can use the code GMF to save 10% off anyone else's ticket. So maybe buy yourself a ticket and take mom with you. I think she would love it. Get out into the trees. All right, May 14th, we've talked a lot about it. It is our movie night and our networking event. So from 5 to 7, you can network with cocktails and conversations. And I'm going to buy your first drink, okay? So come on out, and I will take care of your first drink. And you're going to meet some great people. And we got a couple of vendors who are going to be set up at that event. And then May 16th, and then at 7 o'clock, we're going to go in and watch The Never Ending Story. We would love for you to pre-purchase your tickets so we know what size theater to rent. But hopefully we have some tickets available if you haven't already and you decide you want to go in at 7 o'clock. Just $20. 100% of that goes to Christmas Cash for Kids. On May 16th at 5 p.m., it is the Thurmont Art and Wine Stroll. That is at right on Water Street. 20 artisans and 12 wineries, distilleries, and breweries will be on hand for that. 7 p.m., Relay for Life's overnight event is in Frederick at FCC. May 17th is Walkersville Days. I don't have any specifics on that. I just know it is the third Saturday in May. Noon to 3, Our Dream Pursuits unveils its concession trailer at PNC Bank on Monocacy Boulevard. And at 1 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, it is Beyond the Garden Gates Tour. That is a Celebrate Frederick event. So if you go to celebratefrederick.com, you will get more information about that. On the 18th, it is the Kids Expo, which is at Key Stadium. And at 12:30, it is Bingo for Pities at the Elks Lodge. May 22nd, it is the ASICS Blue Jean Mile for mental health awareness. Go to Charm City Run in Frederick for details on that event and to register. And on May 24th, it is Climbing for a Cause, which benefits Girls on the Run. That is also at Tree Trekkers Go get your tickets for that. A portion of each ticket benefits Girls on the Run. And coming up to wrap up May already, we're talking about that. It is Field of Honor. I believe that is Memorial Weekend. Obviously, that's happening in Imesville. We're going to have more details about that coming up too. May 29th is the 4th annual Senior Resource and Education Fair. May 31st is Run Like a Warrior, fun run and walk for Lyme disease awareness. And that is from 9 to 11 on the campus of Hood College. And it's more about the being together. But there are prizes for the best Frederick flair and the most green. So there you go. You have something to aspire to there. And then June 2nd through 8th, our Father's Day scavenger hunt. We are putting that together right now. If you want to be involved in your brick and mortar store, if you have a location, this is a good event for you because we're going to be sending people to your location. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is June 2nd to 8th. And I think, yeah, look, we've already got tons of things coming up in June, things you want to do right now. And keep in mind, we've got Tour de Frederick. You can register for that now. That is the bike race, bike ride around the northern part of Frederick County. And Jorge Bernardo is doing the Beatles. I Want to Hold Your Hand, a one-man Beatles extravaganza in line with his, he's rating every single Beatles song in order. And you can check that out. Tickets are on Eventbrite, just $20. He's doing 2 shows, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. All right. And then we're going to have tickets for Key City Rotary's Low Key Fest, which is a fun event. And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have a good time there. And then June 9th, we're going to have not Father's Day. I'll fix that. We're going to start there's a scavenger hunt, but it is a stash the cash prize. So anyway, I got to fix that up for you. And that's what serves me right by going too far into June when we're not even into May yet, right? All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to be back with Chrissy Miller talking about the Immersive Art Pop-Up Spring Bloom and Dave and Carlo from WAGS, new owners. But don't worry, not much is changing. I can promise you that. All of that comes up just after this.
Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now and get started on your dream vacation.
Experience an unforgettable vacation at the Salty Seahorse on the 4x4 beach in Corolla, North Carolina. Enjoy the pool, relax in the hot tub, fish, and kayak right off the private dock. The Salty Seahorse will be your forever vacation home. Go to thesaltyseahorse2201.com.
Hi, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood shower door expert. Upgrade your bathroom with a beautiful glass shower door, custom fit to accent your space and make getting into your shower one of the highlights of your day. Come see us at our brand new showroom in Frederick, Maryland, or online at showerdoorexperts.com.
A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they are located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, but they can also fix up your windows and gutters. They did our gutters. They put that really nice, hard grate on top so that it doesn't get all cloggy and gross. And they can even build you a new patio and deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just give Sandra a call and she will take great care of you. I love that. She does great work. All right, let's talk about People of Frederick. People of Frederick is sponsored by the Healing Storm Holistic Wellness. Shannon and her team strive to make sure you are seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain, including massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a healing journey program. Check out thehealingstorm.com for more details and to schedule an appointment today, or you can stop by on Saturday and see Shannon in person from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right, Chrissy Miller is doing an immersive art pop-up, and that is this Friday, and I got a chance to chat with her about it. Here she is. Chrissy came to visit me at my home. We're sitting out on the porch. It's a beautiful day, and what a great way to kind of segue to the theme of a show that you are doing called Spring Bloom. Welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
Morning Frederick.
Yeah, good to see everybody. I'm super thrilled to be here today.
I'm
I
excited.
love being here with my friend Danny.
I know.
We've known each other forever.
We
so
have
kids
known
are
each other
playing
forever. T-ball.
T-ball. So
Way
it's
back
fun.
to T-ball days, which was a long time ago for sure. Now, you are a photographer. I remember hearing your story, and I believe it was D.C. that you really kind of got going. You were apprenticing for a very well-known photographer.
Yeah, actually Baltimore and D.C.
Baltimore and D.C.,
So, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And now you're right here in our community of Frederick doing tons of great stuff with nonprofits, businesses, women in business. And this idea came up to do kind of a collaborative event.
Yes. So in addition to those other things we talked about that I love to do, whether it's headshots or branding for people for their businesses or family portraits, I've loved nature and photographing floral things or gardens or out in the woods. I find the relationship of the movement, like a visual aesthetic of the things interesting.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, well, why shouldn't I join one of the art clubs and have fun with that? So I've been displaying my work for about 2 years now in Frederick, and I've been having a lot of fun. And I thought, well, who else can I meet up with that's doing something like this?
Right.
So we have like a group of people.
I love it.
So I just started meeting some of the other people, the gals that do all kinds of different work. We've got one gal that does ink painting, and another one that does watercolor, and another gal that does all kinds of mediums in her work, and it's very expressionistic.
Yeah.
Lisa Louise Shire, and she's going to be there too. But I just thought how wonderful all these female-owned businesses and their creatives. And I thought, well, what if we all got together in the same theme of garden and celebrated that in May and had fun to do it? So, and then I thought, well, let's have garden-themed food and garden-themed music and flowers decorating. And so we're just taking it. Every year we do a little bit more. So this is our second
how
annual.
every event goes, right? You start with an idea and you just keep building on it. So Spring Bloom is happening May 2nd at Give Rise Studio, which I love that space.
Exactly.
It's a very cute space that allows people to come in and utilize it, which is awesome. 4 to 8 p.m. So this is a free event.
That's
but
right.
You do have an Eventbrite link so you guys can guesstimate how many people are going to turn up.
Yeah.
But when you go to this event, you're going to be kind of immersed in spring through different mediums.
Exactly. So we have about 8 different artists.
Nice.
I'll have the abstract digital photography. We have 4 different painters that have very different kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
The one gal, Lisa Louise Shire, I was mentioning her. She had some work at Gaslight Gallery, and I know she's got things other places too. I've really enjoyed her work over the years, so it'll be so fun to have her with us. And she's very interested in the watershed. She has a beautiful book on the watershed and caring about the things that grow there. So she likes to share that and then very impressionistically or expressionistically share it in her work. And it's just lovely. And then there's a gal that does, it almost looks like batik, but it's like a watercolor kind of fashion painting, and her name is Michelle Venable, and this is the first time I get to work with her, so I'm thrilled with that.
Nice.
And then we have another gal who I've done some framing with, and she does really fantastic work too, Ashley Adele, and so it'll be neat to see what she comes up with.
So everyone
in terms
will
of
have
painting.
pieces available for sale.
But
and certainly you can just wander around, have a few little eats and some beverages from our friends at 10th Ward. I like that they did one. And of course, non-alcoholic as well, if you're visiting. And it really, you said last year you had about 60 people you think come through.
Yeah.
We got to keep numbers this year. Probably even more than that, to be honest. But what a great event on a lovely evening, May 2nd, 4 to 8 p.m. at Give Rise Studio, which is South Carroll Street, and right near Frederick Book Arts Center, their new location.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And they have cake from Sage Cakery and a big balloon entrance display you're going to see there as well. It's a great event, free, and you're going to want to head down first to Eventbrite, get your tickets, just search for the Spring Immersive pop-up and grab your free tickets for that. Want to say good morning to Christy Wood. Hello, my friend. I hope you're doing very, very well. All right, now let's talk about who is making the market tasty. Market Makers is sponsored by the Maryland Lottery with tons of ways to win with hot scratch-offs like Big Money, where a $5 ticket could net you $50,000. Oh, that would be so nice right now. Or the $2 Monopoly ticket with the top prize of $10,000. Go to mdlottery.com for details on all their games. Plus, download that free app and you can scan your tickets to see if you're a winner. You must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Well, you may not have even noticed, but in January, Wags traded hands to some new owners, but there is no fear. Not much is going to change at the 40-plus-year-old establishment. At 24 South Market Street at Wags, which has been an institution in Frederick for more than 40 years with a new look on the future. New owners, Dave Schmidt and Carlo Serio, have taken over Wags. Well, welcome to Good Morning Frederick.
Welcome to Wags. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yes, have been here many times, actually, pre your ownership, and I'm sure many more after. You guys really have done well so far in the takeover, which is just January this year. Mm-hmm. And I was working with John previous to you guys taking over, and I know he really wanted somebody who was going to take Wags into the future, but kind of keep what makes Wags amazing.
Well, I think that Wags is just such an important part of Frederick, just the history of Frederick. I can't imagine, I don't know Frederick without Wags. And from somebody who grew up around here, I couldn't imagine it going away. And so when it was time for John to retire, and he put up a listing, I know that there were lots of people that love Wags, wanted the space for business purposes. But for us, it's really a continuation of a legacy. And Carlo happens to have a lot of experience and is very good at running restaurants. So we also have some acumen inside the space. But especially for me, it's this is where when I was, let's say 21 years old and 22 and 23, and I was in Frederick, and this is where it was such a center of the community.
Yeah.
And it kind of stuck through. COVID was hard for everyone,
sure,
especially for restaurants. And so many of the spaces downtown and around the community put some kind of space between the tables and between the people. And as anyone and the many, many people that come and join us here know, that's not possible in Wags. You are a foot and a half away from somebody else, no matter where you are. And that is something that's kind of very rare.
Yeah.
And it survived through COVID. And now we are celebrating that kind of continued legacy by really not changing anything. I mean, you put some doorknobs on the bathrooms.
Yeah, very small changes like creature comforts and a couple like new menu items to like balance out the lack of non-red meat options. That was like a big thing we heard. So we added like a portobello Philly. So we have like a vegetarian option that's delicious and amazing.
Try that.
But for us, I think it was really important, and for John, that everybody stayed on board. So the staff is the same, and that's part of what makes Wags feel like Wags still.
Yeah. And what I love is that a lot of people say that, and then as soon as they come in, they just kind of disregard it just to get through. But you guys have literally gone to the people and made sure that the things you have changed. Again, so minor that if you don't come here all the time, you probably wouldn't notice. But at the same time, they are the advisory board, I guess to say.
We have a very vocal sounding board in front of us, right across the bar.
Yeah.
That any change that we think about or come up, we go, all right, let's take it to the committee first and kind of see what it is. And that's really not just the patrons, but the staff as well.
Sure.
We had come in for a month and a half, 2 months before the sale, and just said, hey, we're just here to help and let's learn, because they've been here 43 years.
Right.
We're not going to teach them anything about how to operate in this space and give good service to people or anything like that. We can't teach them that. We need to learn how they've been successful at that period of time. And then, to your point, the tiny little tweaks, this offer is a little different. And, we've added, some cards and some drink menu and stuff, and just, a little bit more of like, hey, here's the options we have, and communicate them a little bit differently. But it all looks the same. It all staying the same.
Yeah. Yeah, we love that so much. When you decided to do this and kind of signed on the bottom line, you've been in restaurants a long time, Carlo, and you've been in business a long time and here in Frederick your whole life. Like, what is your hope for the next 40 years for Wags?
I think to try and keep it very similar. While Frederick is changing so much, there's been like so many restaurants downtown that have turned over, changed ownership, changed concepts. We want Wags to stay consistent, even as the whole landscape of downtown changes a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, one of the biggest kind of examples, La Paz, right? So my whole life was La Paz. And to have that building closing and opening as something different, no shade on Salt and Vine, I'm sure they're wonderful. It's just sad. Firestones. It's sad.
Right.
Like, it's like you just kind of feel like you've lost a little piece of something in your childhood or the past. Wags it's so great that it's going to continue. Best burger in Frederick, I think, bar none, for like 50 years, even though you've only been around 42 or whatever it is.
And you can kind of see behind us, I mean, best chili as well. I mean, just lots of awards, lots of things. And just a reminder to everybody, none of that's changing. It's literally the same human beings with the same recipe making the exact same thing. I am nowhere near the kitchen. Carlo knows how to cook. And he may be involved, but I'm nowhere near. No worries, everyone. And it's the exact same thing. The only thing again, we're just communicating with the staff and with the team and with our wonderful regulars and everyone that comes in here. And it's not just the bar team, but it's like the people that come every Thursday, the couple that comes, or people that drive an hour and a half every week to come and have the burger.
I love that.
So we say, hey, look, this bun's a little like this. What about this one? And what do you guys think? And just trying to get that feedback, because to the point about La Paz and Firestones and all these things going away, the building could be the same, the name could be the same, the walls could be the same, and it could go away if we change kind of the core 100%. Way that we think and everyone thinks about it. But really, it's the team. I mean, that's, to me, it's the continuation has nothing to do with us. It has to do with their willingness to say, all right, this is a whole new world after decades and decades of one kind of management style and one kind of ownership style. And for them to say, all right, let's do it and make it happen and be a part of it it's just such a, we really appreciate it. I mean, I want to speak for you, but
Yeah, it would have been impossible without the staff.
Yeah. And now I was talking with Dave and found out about kind of the history of the two of you becoming friends, being thrown together on a river, literally, and becoming friends, 15 years ago or so. What is it like now in business? This is your first business together.
Yeah.
So far, so good, I'm assuming.
How are we doing, buddy?
It's a nightmare. No, it's been great. It's really nice to work with somebody who you're on the same page with and that you can rely on all the time. If you drop a ball, they're going to catch it. And it's awesome. It's been great.
I think too, like you guys had such a history before as friends. It's not as if you're kind of throwing everything together and trying to figure things out. But, I know Dave's got a lot of marketing experience. You obviously, Carlo, have a lot of restaurant experience. I think marrying those two things together is great.
Yeah, and I think we're like playing to each other's strengths. Like we're focusing on the things we're good at and kind of dividing tasks and responsibilities. And I think that's the easiest way to do it and make it smooth.
Yeah, I in any kind of business, trust is really important. And, we spent a decade and a half building that ahead of time in friendship. So it's kind of we've answered all the questions of how do we deal with conflict and get through things because we care about each other. So it's like that's all that matters. So then there are certainly unique things that have come up, but I will say, and just to take a little bit of, it's pretty cool to like own something that is such a community, a piece of the community, but also builds a little community where it's people and, that kind of cheers feel of where you walk in and you say, hey guys, and now we're walking down the street or walking in and everybody's like, oh, it's Carlo, oh, it's Dave. And to be kind of together and doing that thing where it's like the both of us as friends is very cool. Like
it
I cannot.
Is cool. And like you and I were saying, always with some of your good friends, you say, oh, wouldn't it be great too?
Right.
And now you guys are marking that off. And now you've become a part of not only Frederick's history, but certainly the history in WAGS, which is really, really kind of cool.
But I'm telling you, and we'll repeat this probably 100 times, but it goes back to like we are in this interview in the face of this thing on some level in the paper, et cetera, because it's a change, but day in, day out from 10 a.m. to
whenever
midnight, 1 or 2 a.m., depending on how much Frederick wants to have a drink that night. The team is here doing the same thing they've been doing all that time. And just, our job is just support, right? We just are bringing a set of skills from previous businesses in to say, your job is difficult in this area. Well, we can figure out a little way to do it that's what we do. So it's kind of, for me, I love solving puzzles. That's the thing I love doing. That's my favorite thing in the world. And so all it is this wonderful place that is filled with wonderful people and wonderful team that I get to walk in, and there's like little puzzles to solve that I get to solve with my best friend. So that's like,
who
it's pretty cool.
Want it? Who would not want that? Well, if you've never been to WAG, shame on you. You've had 40 some years.
We didn't say that. She said that.
I did. Shame on you for sure. You gotta come check it out because it's the most unique restaurant in all of Frederick for sure.
Absolutely.
You gotta go downstairs, below the surface of Market Street, really, to see WAGs. Right across from the old Landis Jewelers, if you've been around for a long time, the florist, and right near the creek. WAGs, I know you guys are going to continue much longer than 1981, the start.
At least another 43 years.
Another 43 years, we hope so for sure. Come down and see WAGs. Any specials or anything going on? Like, I'd love to try that. Portobello sounds amazing.
So we just actually submitted our application for a sidewalk cafe.
Nice.
And I think we've just finished staffing up to open on Sunday. So both of those big changes are coming soon.
Okay. So gotta watch social media, I'm assuming, to find out all about that. We love sitting out on the streets here in Frederick.
And our specials, so Carlo is posting every week on Facebook. That's probably the best ways to get it. What the specials are going to be each day. So that way you can kind of look at, because we keep it on our menu, but you have to physically get in here and take a look at it. So that way you can kind of plan your WAGs visit.
Well, maybe trying something other than the great burgers, or maybe, because I'm the worst at that. If I like something, I always get it, but sometimes
I'm the same.
Try something
creatures
new.
of habit. Well, the burgers are amazing. We lose a lot of people to the steak and cheese, the cheesesteak. I mean, it is tremendous. tremendous. And I think my favorite thing, I think I have to say my favorite thing is the burger. So my second favorite thing is the Reuben.
Oh,
It
okay.
is, I think
Reuben
it's the
skillet.
best Reuben. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, you got some things to try at Wags, and check them out on social media, and you can see all the specials that are coming each week. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.
Annie.
Oh, Wag. Nothing better than Wags for sure. Okay, that wraps it up for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please share with a friend. Let them know that Good Morning Frederick is all about Frederick. Well, let's get out there. Have an awesome day, and let's be great.